everyone, and welcome to the final episode of season 1 of the Wakili.sha podcast, which is surreal, it's bittersweet, but of course, this episode is, special. My name is Liz Jambi. I have been a co host, and I'm also the founder and CEO of Wakili.sha Initiative.
And I'm Zippy, head of productions in Wakili.sha.
My name is Brian Bright. I am the comms director at Wakili.sha.
Yeah, guys. So we're coming to the end. But before we do, we like to reflect on things. And I think we'll get right into that. So, Bright, what's your reflection for us?
Well, I'm ready this time. I did write it somewhere. I'm not, this is not scientifically proven, but it's just something I read. And of course, I have an opinion on it. It says, sorry, I had to write it. People who prefer Twitter over Facebook tend to have a higher IQ, but are also more likely to suffer from insomnia.
Oh,
I
wow.
think this is very accurate. Again, no scientific evidence, but
You are.
I'm not sure about my IQ, but I have mad insomnia. And of course, Twitter or Facebook any day.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Twitter gurus. Zippy, what do you have to say about that?
When I can't sleep, I'm never on Twitter. Maybe TikTok.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm always on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
Okay, so what's your reflection?
Mine. Last week, we just concluded the COP26. Are you aware of that,
Yes.
Brian?
Wow.
I
She says she doesn't trust our IQ. They've already made a documentary on this already.
No.
That was fast.
No. And just on that, my reflection is based on the COP26, yes.
Mhm.
And about just everything about climate change. I feel it's something that shouldn't be ignored. Yeah. And in relation to that, now my reflection, it's about I don't know if you know about you can see the border, it's quite clear between the Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean.
I might have seen a photo of that.
Yes, because
Yeah.
of the difference in the salinity of the water.
Is that the reason?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
are we saying the water never mixes? Or?
Yes. You can
Okay.
actually see it, the border.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting. That's the first thing I'm looking at immediately we finish the recording.
Fact check.
Yeah. So my reflection is I really just read this 2 seconds ago because I did not have one. Oops. But I read a statement that said, be helpful, not transactional. And I'm just reflecting because the other day my friend was saying, as we grow older, some of our relationships will change and they'll become transactional. It's, oh, hey, I need this person. I know so and so works here. It becomes less and less about, oh, let's catch up. It's like, oh my God, in the midst of everything I have to do. But because we need certain things to be done, right? We need connections in the workplace sometimes. So then our relationships become transactional. But this statement was basically expounding on if you need to help someone, if you need to do something, whether it's a friend or not, even if it's transactional, let it not be just transactional, go the extra step to actually be helpful. Yeah, so that's those are our reflections. But now we're going to jump into looking back into season 1. That's what we're going to be doing today. What has it meant for us? What have we learned? What have you learned? You can also let us know. And the first thing we're going to be doing is general reflections. Hey, I'm a Kikuyu. That's I should not have taken the lead on this
That's
episode.
the best you can do in pronouncing that word.
Yeah, so general comments. What do you think about the episode, or about the season? What do you have to say, Zippy?
Oh, wow. For me, I guess when we started recording, when I came on board, because you two guys were supposed to be the hosts.
Yeah.
And then
Then
when we
Zippy
had a
said we
meeting-
were too boring.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't the one. It was Doris and Dan. Come on.
I think they had a secret meeting.
Yeah, they discussed us.
Yes. And my mental space at that time, it was in the pits, like kabisa. And just taking up the hosting the podcast, um, it gave me this perspective. And I guess I've shared with you guys that the time we were coming here, it was like a getaway for me from all the things that were happening.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really deep.
It's deep.
Yeah, trust
no.
Zippy to come
It's
with
very
those ones.
beautiful. I'm glad that
Yeah.
the podcast was
Yes.
that for you.
Therapeutic and the
Yeah,
space. I mean, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. The people.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, this podcast this season it has also been a very positive distraction for me for many reasons. But then it's also been something that, I've really enjoyed doing, knowing that there are things I cannot set for Wednesdays because I know Wednesday is, podcast day. And, looking forward to seeing all of you and having great conversations and being in this beautiful space who actually celebrate their first birthday today. Shout out to Seba Box. Yeah, it's just been this podcast has this season. I feel like it's been home,
Yeah.
and just getting to know more about each other, learn so much about things we didn't know, and engage with guests and meet so many people. It's been amazing. I cannot believe we're doing the last episode, but yeah.
Is it too early to start crying? All right. Okay. So my comment is growth. We have grown as individuals throughout this process. We have grown as podcasters.
Mhm.
We have grown as friends. I think you're now the people I see most in Wakili.sha.
Literally, yeah.
And I tried to listen to as many episodes before this episode just to prepare and to, remember where have we come from. And it was just, you remember those days when almost every day we would fight with Dan because he's saying, do this, do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to do this. But, all that advice, we have grown so much and we've also learned so much about ourselves. So I think that's one of the things I'm most grateful about.
Remember how we'd say all the time, I don't know, where did we, it's Dan who told us this, progress over perfection. And we would say this and repeat it over and over. Like, I feel like
it's
every
even my
episode.
WhatsApp status now, and
Oh,
I don't
yeah?
think I'll ever change it.
Yeah, it was like, progress over perfection. And I think we were very aware of that statement when, it was told to us and we kept it at the back of our heads. Like, we have to remind ourselves of this. And then it became natural that, we just focused on our progress and that
Perfection
really
will
stuck.
come.
And that really stuck in us. And it was a great, great lesson.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, like society does, we're going to start nitpicking the different episodes. And I want to know, what has been your best episode? And I guess I could start.
Yes.
I couldn't pick one. I have two that I decided to. And best does not mean that the others were bad.
Oh, yeah, of
It
course.
just means that there's something about this episode that I really like, really value. The first one is the dark episode. We celebrated the Day of the African Child 2021. This is my best because it was the first episode we collaborated with like lots of organizations. I think it was our first collaborative episode, and then it was lots of organizations, we had how many? 7 guests.
I can't even remember. It was a
There were
lot.
many.
There were a lot
Yeah.
of people in
And
here.
we pulled it off. But the main thing for me was just seeing all those people in studio collaborating and also knowing just all the stakeholders we had brought within the system and how important it is. And we kept saying this at that time, how important it is for us to work together because we're not competitors. We're not, even if we have social enterprises, they're all geared towards the same goal, right? So that was
Exactly.
really profound for me. And since then, I think within the podcast and also without, we've also grown so many collaborations because of that. And I'm like, I love that. Then the other one is, of course, the one we did with Tony. Tony is not his real name, but he is one of our clients at Wakili.sha. He's a child in conflict with the law. And, when you're talking about things to do with children, we often forget that kids have brains. they see things, they learn things, and they have opinions,
Yeah.
And most of the time, when we're developing policy, we forget to ask the child, and it should not be the case. The child has a right to be heard. So, in fact, if anything, I feel like we should have had it sooner
Yeah.
than we did. But I'm so grateful that we had an episode with him, and I'm looking forward to having more episodes with, other children in conflict to the law. So, those were my best or favorite
Yeah.
episodes
Those are
of
great
this season.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what were yours?
My yeah, I mean, it was also very difficult to pick just one or even just two, because I think all our episodes are great. But it has to be the episode on girls in Kenya's juvenile justice system that we did with Miss
My
Njeri.
namesake.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that episode was, I mean, most times it was very unique, and a lot of things that were brought up in that episode weren't, obvious things, yeah? Because granted, I mean, everything we do, it's not very obvious to most people because they don't imagine children can be in conflict with the law. But then on Miss Njeri's episode, we're talking about girls
Yeah.
who are in conflict with the law and how they end up there and what are some of the things they do while they're within the system. And so many lessons to learn from that episode. Miss Njeri was very engaging and she was very lovely to talk to. And
Yeah.
it was a very, very, very sweet episode. And it is the only episode I've ever listened to, post-publishing, of course, from beginning to the end.
Should we be telling our listeners that?
I feel like I shout about it sometimes. I feel like I've mentioned it before, so it's safe to
But by the
say.
time we're publishing, we've listened to an episode
Yes,
like
Yeah.
3,
yes,
4, 5
yeah.
times.
So by the time it's on Spotify or whatever, yeah, I normally, speaking for myself, I know Zippy listens. I normally don't listen, and that is the only episode I ever listened to because I just kept listening and I was like, oh my god, yeah, that was so good, and it was a very great
Insightful
episode.
episode,
Yeah, and maybe my second favorite actually might be this one.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
because I feel like I'm a very sentimental person. I like to look back and just reflect on things. And yeah, this is what this episode is about, and I'm loving it so far.
Oh, nice. For me, I have to agree with Bright. The Kamai Girls with Miss not Jambi.
Elizabeth
Well,
Njeri.
Elizabeth Njeri.
Miss Elizabeth was my best, and just her aspirations on how passionate she is with the girls, and just how eloquent she was, and explaining to us like from the onset, like when a girl is admitted. Admitted is the right word.
Committed.
Committed. Sorry.
Yes, committed.
Committed to Kamai Girls, like what happens, the different stakeholders just involved to make that girl comfortable in the institution. Yes, that was my best. And probably Miss Njehia one, though I was late.
Oh, I
Yes.
remember that you
like,
came in late.
Not
Yeah.
even mid session.
I was karibu kumaliza, I guess.
Imagine, yeah. She came
Nairobi
in for the
traffic.
game.
Yeah.
Nairobi
Yeah.
traffic did you dirty that day.
Yes,
Yeah.
I just love how Miss Njehia articulates her psychology can be something very heavy, but just the way she expresses how children need to be listened or cared to, I love her. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's just an amazing human being.
Oh, she
Yes.
is. She is.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, what have been your worst episodes? Not worst, not in terms of the content, but because of course we don't have a bad episode.
Least
Yeah.
favorite.
Least favorite, or maybe it was cringeworthy, or it was embarrassing for you, or something happened. You're like, oh my god, why did I say that? Yeah. What was your worst? Zippy?
Oh, wow.
It's so weird moderating you guys.
Yes.
Okay. Zippy.
From me, it was the Day of the African Child
My
episode.
favorite? Okay.
Sorry. No, not in terms of the content, because by then my segments, like I still ring on what our guest had to say from Orion.
Orion.
Yeah, about like including children with mental disabilities on programs like scholarships. Like they're still children. Yeah. So mine was that because I was very anxious. I I don't know if it, if anxious is Nini could just and
Capture.
capture what I was feeling that day. I was nervous. I was going through a very difficult period in my life. But either way, it was still a good episode.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
But can we take a moment just to appreciate how far Zippy has come in terms of shining? Zippy was our shyest. Look at
Very,
her in
very,
the
very
middle
true.
with the
Very true.
lights on. Oh my God, even blushing. Yeah. Who is this?
Really?
Who are you?
Because I wanted to always be behind the scenes. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
initially
Yeah.
that was the plan.
Yeah.
She wanted to be behind it all, and
yes.
yeah,
See, she's the gem,
and
the missing
look at how
piece of
she's
the
blossomed.
podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Bright, what was your ish?
Well, the dark episode made me very anxious also, and just because of the pre part of the of the pre-recording, and making sure everyone's here on time, and it's people that we'd only interacted virtually, and just trying to figure out, oh, so you're the one from St.
Ex
Patrick's, you're the one
organization.
from
Yeah.
Shofco, and
Yeah.
oh, nice to meet you, and then okay, we have to do this, and we have we can only have so many of you at a time inside the studio. So yeah, I mean, it was a lot of people, and that episode was a lot. The conversation was great, and it ended up being so successful in terms of what we wanted to put out there. We actually did, but then just the process of recording was a bit too much. But my least favorite episodes, again, not because of the content, are a mix of episodes 1 and 2. The takeoff episode and the one with the learned friend.
Which we named because of you.
Which we
Yeah.
named because of me, and I really appreciate. But that was we were very green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were very, very green when we were starting, and very clueless. And we did those episodes actually months before we put them out. And because a few things changed, and maybe now these are secrets we can put out. A few things changed. The name changed. So like when we were recording and introducing the podcast, we had a different name. But when we were actually putting it out,
Wow.
we had a different name for the podcast. And yeah, so even just like so many things had to be cut out.
Yeah.
And it might have made sense to anyone who listened. But then to me, who was there, from the very beginning, it was just like, okay, we did cut something out of here. It doesn't make sense. And yeah, I mean, I can't really say we weren't good. We were just starting our journey, yeah?
Yeah.
But then, yeah, getting to where we are now and looking back, those are probably my least favorite. Although, like, the conversation, especially on the second episode, was really great.
Perfect.
Yeah,
This Mata who
true.
we had on that episode was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I feel like we should have her back next season. So we can
She
make
did
it
promise to give us her
perfect.
book, so we should have her for
Yep.
season 2. Yeah. For me, in terms of nerves, the episode we just did with Paul Wainaina, who's a former child in country to the law, now killing it in the banking industry.
Yeah.
That was my most I don't know. Like I actually, in parts of the recording, I felt like I needed to pinch myself because I couldn't believe that we weren't doing it. And the reason is, one, I struggle with the fear of failure. Like I don't like failing. And as you're saying, we've been through a journey of growth. So I think each of us has been in charge of the podcast at one point.
point.
And we've kind of now established who's good at doing what, who's,
Yeah.
da. And at that time, I think I had just taken on leadership, which means you're pushing everything to do with the podcast. And so Pangaing, that was all on me. We needed to get Lady Justice Mateka. We were also trying to get other guests,
Yeah.
and it was insane. It's November, Children's Month, it's World Children's Day, and I don't know. And when things get like that for me, sometimes I need to take a step back, but there's no time to take a step back because
Yeah.
recording has to
It has
happen,
to
right?
happen.
So in terms of nerves, that was it for me, but it was such Such a beautiful episode, a bit longer than the ones you usually have, but absolutely, absolutely necessary.
Okay, and just for the record, Jambi, you looked very amazing with bright. Wow.
Do I look
Fresh
good today?
haircut.
Thank you.
Oh my god, he disturbed us that day about how he couldn't get the haircut. I don't know
Yes.
I mean,
what.
it was like
Oh my
on
God.
video. This guy's Zip was out of that episode. Liz was, I know should come, with her face beat and all of that, and then I'm just here
I
like,
really don't do makeup,
guys,
by the
we're
way.
doing a video episode tomorrow, and my hair looks like this, and then maybe you'll go back and see how raggedy I looked, but
You don't. You don't.
anyway.
Okay, yeah. So for me, the others were the trailer. We remember we had a trailer, which because of the name change, I think also changed at some point. So when you said that is when I realized that's why it was sounding so robotic today when I listened. Because I mean, it's like today our episode is we are going to be. I'm like, who is this? Who is this, Liz? What are you saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's part of growth.
Yes.
I'm so grateful we're here now. Okay, so we're at the end of season 1, but we are planning to have a season 2, right? What, as you go into season 2, what are the kind of things you want to see in season 2? What do you think we should keep doing, and what do you think we should get rid of?
You're looking at me, and that's
Yeah.
insinuating that I'm supposed to
Sorry,
go first.
someone does not recognize that I am an important part of recording a podcast. Sorry.
Um,
Oh my God, what is wrong with this
on
person?
things that we should keep doing, I definitely love that initially, like we mentioned this in, I'm not sure which of the very recent episodes, that when we started, someone told us, these things are very intense, how do you relax or whatever,
Yeah.
and that's how we even ended up bringing something, just a fun segment on the show, just to not water
Keep
down the
things
conversation, but then to keep things calm. And that is one thing that I think we should definitely keep doing, because as long as these are the conversations we're having, and this is what we're talking about on this podcast, it's always going to be heavy, for one reason or another, depending on who we're hosting. And we should definitely keep having the fun segments, keep playing the games. It doesn't just help us get to know each other better, but also connect with our guests. And yeah, by the time we're done with the game and we wrap the episode, we sit back and laugh and talk about something that was said during the game, and
Yeah.
that's always very, very fun to do. So I think we should definitely keep doing that. And the other thing that I think we should definitely keep doing is, okay, this might be a bit internal and maybe it's not very apparent to our listeners, but we switched things up and we started having more of us and less of guests. And even when we'd have guests, maybe people might not realize, but some of their comments or their contribution to the episode was pre-recorded. And that is a production decision that was made that I really think
was amazing.
it was
Yeah.
amazing. Initially we were like, oh my God, how are we going to do this? But then we did it and it worked so well. And I think we should
bless Dan.
definitely
Yes.
we
But
would not do anything without Dana Seda. Bless his heart.
Yes.
But yeah,
And
definitely that.
Okay, just to add on that, at first that format was kind of challenging to us. You remember?
Yeah.
And come to think of it, we are telling people like from our own as Wakili.sha, like what do we think of certain issues? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting how when new things are thrown at you, you're ready to say, "Oh my God, I don't think I can do this,"
Yeah.
and that's lessons to us and to
Yeah.
everyone else. Like, do it now. It's so easy. Like before, whenever we wanted to plan an episode with that format, we'd sit down and say, "Okay, so what was coming before this, and then
Link
after
one.
that." Now it's kind of just
Yeah. We don't
in
refer
our
to the
mind,
format guide.
Yeah.
it's so easy. So
Yeah.
just get started and go with it. Progress over perfection.
Progress
Yeah.
over perfection, always.
Okay, so do you have anything you think we should not keep?
Oh, actually, I thought about this for a very long time and I could not think of anything. and I still cannot think of anything. I would be that parent if it happened who believes the child is perfect. And
Little dad.
I mean, I would totally be, my child can totally do that, even if I'm not sure they can. And that's what I feel about this episode and this podcast. And also just knowing that this was our first season, and
Yeah.
anything that, might have been, a mistake or whatever, it was a learning process. So I really do not think there's anything I would like us to drop.
Yeah. What to keep for me, the reflections, because they always keep me on toe. Like on Tuesday.
So that she
Meaning
can
is-
Watching
always keep making
documentaries.
us look bad.
No.
And asking, do you know?
Do you know about COP26?
I'm not sure if you know about this.
Imagine this.
I'm not sure if you've read or watched this.
Really. But I'm opening you guys to learning more, Amma.
My God.
We're grateful.
Hey. Thank you.
Thank you so
Madam.
much.
For me, that for sure. And also, I'm sure the episode, the one we have recorded with the sound bites, will be out before this one, right?
Yes.
I feel we should also keep that like allowing participation from our listeners more. Like, what do they think? Whatever we do from their own perspective, what are they thinking? Yeah. Because I didn't know about Canadian suppression show, honestly. That was new for me.
Oh, you mean you didn't know?
There are things you actually don't know.
There's stuff you don't know.
I didn't
My
know that.
goodness. Oh, wow.
What not to keep? I don't think. No.
Okay, that's cool. Wow.
Yeah.
I think you will not like me, guys, after I
You have
speak.
something to drop.
Especially.
Of course you do.
I think one of the things we need to drop is the disrespect. Zippy.
Wow.
Zippy will come at us, guys. Like Zippy is a weapon. This girl, don't look at
Don't
this
see her
cute
like
face.
this.
Don't, please. Hey, no. But anyway, that was just a joke. Oh, seriously, though, as a critique, I think something we could do in season 2 is be consistent with our timings.
Yeah.
When you have guests for a podcast, it's very hard because people express themselves in different ways. And yes, you can cut it down, but also you might cut it down and lose all the juice.
Yeah.
So some of our episodes have been a bit longer, some have been shorter. But in season 2, I think we should work on, a bit more. This is it. This is where we need to get at. But anyway, it's been great. Now, things to keep. One, of course, the games. Like, I really love the games. And
course
most
you
people
do.
who give feedback are like, oh, yeah, I really love the games. And in the beginning, it's important for people to know us. It's about Wakili.sha, it's about our work, but people are also connecting to us as individuals.
Yeah.
And, okay, this is a funny personal thing to share is when I was listening, I think to season episode 1, and my fun fact was that I play FPL.
Yeah.
And then Bright was like, wait, what? I can't even imagine you playing FPLs, G word. I take it too seriously, And okay, so this is a bit different. So for me, I can be very goofy, but I'm also very serious when it's time to be serious. And with this podcast, it made the decision to kind of, because the things we're discussing are very serious, so to be very chill. And that's the best way to do podcasting, in my opinion. But I always used to battle with, what if there's this big donor or this person I really respect who's going to listen to the podcast and think, oh my God, Liz is a dimwit. Liz, she's just all about jokes. How is she even a founder and CEO? And over time, I've had to let go of that. And, hopefully people will see the other things we do and realize we're actually smart people, guys.
Yeah.
We really are. But honestly, I really love the games. I think it's definitely something to keep. Also for our guests, I'm sure they feel calmer. You can always tell when we switch to games. It's like, oh, wow, okay, I really had fun. The other thing to keep is solutions. We kept saying from the beginning, we're solutions oriented. Before it was like a segment at the end, but we've changed things up. So solutions will come up even as we go. So we're constantly saying, so this has happened. What's the best way to go about it? So definitely keep the podcast solutions oriented, reflective even on our end. What can we keep doing, keep changing as Wakili.sha, as the podcast, as an organization. And then the other thing to keep is our chemistry. I think I really love it,
Yeah.
and I hope people can tell. Like, this is not at you took it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys see memes about, YouTube couples and all that.
Oh,
And people are
yeah.
always making memes
Yeah.
after the recording. It's like, wow, people are fighting everywhere. But there's so much. We're friends, and we've grown as friends out of this. So I really like that, and I hope the chemistry remains alive even in season 2.
I plan to kill
Yeah.
it, but
Just to add on that, okay, really.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm just saying, just to add on that, as you guys may know, I'm not a lawyer. It's two are lawyers. And at times, even when you're recording, I get to learn so much from you guys. Ah, really? So, like today, I didn't know that um records are not supposed to go on.
The expansion.
Yes. Like, I didn't know that.
Yeah. She's shocked that.
Oh,
Okay. I'm so, Yanni, I taught you something. Wow.
thank
Okay.
you. Thank you,
Humbled,
Bright.
very humbled. We're very humbled.
All right. So the last question, as far as the transition from season 1 to season 2 is concerned, is what? Okay. First, what do you think we have achieved with season 1, and what do you hope to achieve as we look to season 2?
What? I don't appreciate going fast, by the way, all the
Okay,
time.
fine.
But no, it's fine. I will do it. What I think we have achieved, from the very beginning, we kept saying, every time we asked, what's the goal for this podcast or why are we doing this? It was, we need the word to be out there. We need to create as much awareness, because that is one of the main goals of starting this podcast. Yeah. Create a lot of awareness about, juvenile justice, children in conflict with the law, what Wakili.sha does. And from when we started until now, I can definitely say, be it with the people who followed us or the people who followed us before, or the people who started following us when we put the podcast out there, and them, sharing comments about how they never knew this existed, or they didn't know this or that, and how, they're grateful to Wakili.sha, for putting these things, out there and making them understand these things. For me, it's a very big success, because it's just, you match your goal versus the outcome, and, it matches. And that is, very, pleasing to me. And even not even just the content. There's someone who came to me and they're like, you know what? Before Wakili.sha podcast, I didn't even know what a podcast was.
Yeah.
I'd never listened to a podcast. And I was like, wow, so we didn't just introduce you to Wakili.sha podcast and what we do. They're a lawyer, so they obviously also appreciate our content, but then they've also interacted with other content that they might be, very interested in. And I'm like, score. That is a success that I really value about this podcast.
For me, it's just the learning aspect, not for only me, but also for people out there, because it's a topic that people are very clueless on it. Like me, at before coming on board in Wakili.sha, thanks to Alex and Devi.
We should have more Wakili.sha members in season 2.
We should do
Yes.
that. Yeah.
And I remember Alex telling me, actually, okay, let me just give us short story time. So when Alex was getting me on board on Wakili.sha, he said it very casually when we were editing, I guess. Like, but there's this organization. I guess you had gone to Strathmore. Yes.
Yeah. For legal training,
Yes,
I think.
yes. And he was like, but they're looking for people who could join. Because at that time, nilikuwa nimeshaonyesha like interest of just somewhere I can volunteer.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I know you and you'd love this. So shout out Alex. Yeah, so for me, it's just the learning and just people, even just getting my parents on board on knowing what Wakili.sha does.
I feel like your entire family is they're
Yes.
Wakili.sha members,
Yes. Actually, they have learned so much from you guys and from us guys. Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay. For me, it's the lives that will touch. There's so much power in storytelling, and the thing I keep marveling about is some of them will never even know. You know, we're always joking about how Bright and I are always so keen on checking the stats. Like, okay, so how did this episode fare? You know, where are we? I think now we're past 25 countries, if I'm
Yeah.
not wrong.
Mhm.
It's interesting sometimes. At the beginning, it was, oh, okay, Sawa. So Edgar is in South Africa. Edgar is another one of our
Yeah.
members. So if I see, oh, okay, so a number of
It's
listens in South Africa, I know that's
the South
Edgar.
Africa, Scotland,
Scotland,
Faith,
Yeah.
Kenya.
And your US friends,
Yeah.
no, someone else in France. Anyway, the point is, at the beginning, we knew kind of who's listening in these
Yeah.
countries, but now we're in countries where we don't know
You can't
anyone.
imagine.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't imagine. And even in some countries where we know people, I would not have imagined some people. Someone tells me, you know, I listened to your podcast and I told my friends, I'm like, oh my God, this is so amazing, you
Yeah.
know? And we were speaking with Lady Justice Mateka, and she said how she's been in the industry for 20 years, and it's so important to her the number of lives she touched. And I kept thinking, there's those she knows, and there's those she'll never know about. So you're
Yeah.
talking about raising awareness, your goal, and that you've reached it, but we've probably even surpassed it,
Yeah.
and you'll never even know. Like for us, the point is that there's people now. This is our, you know, of the three arms of Wakili.sha, for those who don't know, there's legal representation, mentorship and talent development, public awareness and advocacy. This is one of our public awareness and advocacy tools. And the goal is just for people to know that these children exist, what are their rights, you know, and what policy reforms are necessary. And we have done that, and we will continue
Oh yeah.
to do that, right? And these conversations have also opened up doors, because podcasting is like radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with the collaborations we've started, there's lots of people who are interested in industries we would not have got to
Oh
them.
yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's what I think we have achieved in season 1, which I hope to do even more in season 2. I'm looking forward to working with more organizations. I'm looking
Absolutely.
forward to working with more donor organizations. Yeah, so I think season 2 has space for so much growth. We might have other guests that we had, but even
Yeah.
then we now start looking at what has been achieved in the past year or so, because it has been a year.
It has
Yes.
been.
You know, you said how we were organizing for the dark episode, and most of it was virtually, and it hit me a lot of this podcast. So many things have happened virtually, because
Yeah.
then with Miss Mata, we were like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. Like, I've known her for so long, but I had never seen her.
Pandemic.
Yeah, a lot of this has happened during COVID. It's just, wow.
Yeah.
But I hope to meet more people in person in season 2. The other thing I hope to do in season 2 is go out of town,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
which means we need monies.
Yeah.
Yes.
We do. There are lots of stories to tell outside Nairobi.
Yes.
So many people that we can reach outside Nairobi that, you know, cannot come to the studio. And it's very possible to go to them. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can do that in season 2.
Yeah, and more video episodes, so I
Yeah.
can improve
Yes.
also my makeup skills.
So I can just show up the way I feel like.
Wow,
Vile
you're
nasikia.
getting haircuts.
Vile nataka.
But yeah,
Yeah.
videos are important, especially when we have people who've left the system. But even just for us, Tony said it's so important for children to see people visiting them in
Yeah.
these
Yes.
institutions. But
Yeah.
sometimes we saw, like with COVID, it wasn't possible.
possible,
But
yeah.
how can we reach them? Can we do videos like this, and they see these 3 people, these 4, 5 people care about us enough
Yeah.
to sit down in a studio and record this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So more video and more engagement, like you said,
Yeah.
engaging the audiences, stakeholders,
Absolutely.
children,
Yeah.
everyone. Yeah.
What?
Why are you smiling?
Did you guys say what you're looking forward to in season 2?
Yeah.
I didn't. I don't think I
also-
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I look forward to doing this with more people. This season has been 12, 13 episodes. Make it longer if we can. Talk to, bring some of the people we had this season back, and even get to more people that we haven't had a chance. I know there are people who, and I really believe they have important things to say on this podcast.
Yeah.
Someone DM'd me last week and was like, who do I have to see to be on your
Yeah.
show? And, I was like, I would really love you on our show, but yeah, these things are pre-planned. You know, we planned for the whole season and just made minor adjustments here and there. So yeah, I mean, definitely bring more people on board
Yeah.
and talk to more people, interact with more people, tell more stories, and yeah, go tell stories outside of Nairobi and interact with our listeners again. It's something that I'm totally looking forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, guys, we're at the end, but you know what? It's Christmas.
Really had
She's
to.
been hiding
Just for the
It's
record,
Christmas,
Jambi
you
akunikumbusha, I carry
people.
my hat.
You know, I almost forgot mine. But fun fact, this hat has a place in the house. Like it has a place where I keep it the whole year.
Yeah.
And if you make me lose my hat, we'll fight.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
these two had planned to both don Santa hats. I
Yes.
said I wasn't gonna do it.
And then he
From
says he's
the-
like the
from the
most
beginning.
person who's
I
into
love
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yes.
I love Christmas movies and music and decorations and being jolly but not Santa hats.
Really?
Yeah.
I
So
love
these two had
Santa.
planned.
What about sweaters?
Sadly,
Sweaters,
Oh, yeah. Christmas sweaters.
onesies.
I would. Not a onesie.
Oh.
Not a onesie. An ugly Christmas sweater, I would.
Ugly
Okay.
Christmas.
I would
but
wear
yeah,
that.
people do call them ugly
But-
Christmas sweaters. As the beauty knows.
Shade. The shade that's been thrown here.
Okay, sawa.
But yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So is it well positioned?
it
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
Mrs. Close.
Okay. So, yes, I'm Miss
Miss
Close.
Close.
Yes,
You're-
because I
you're
am
Santa's
not
daughter.
conforming to. No. I am.
Oh, you're
why can't I
Santa
be
as it
Santa
is,
as a woman? Yes. Who said
Power
Santa
to
is a
you.
man?
Power to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Okay. Tell me your best Christmas story. We had not planned for this.
Best Christmas story.
Your
Like-
best memory of Christmas. Because what is Christmas these days, guys? Do you feel like Christmas has kind of died?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
for
Christmas used to
sure.
be so much fun when we were young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have one favorite Christmas story, but I just miss going shopping for Christmas. We used to have specific clothes for Christmas.
Yeah.
I miss my Guka
Ah.
treating me like I was the princess. We would have a good eating and all that. Yeah, I miss Christmas as it was. Any Christmassy things?
I think for me, maybe binge watching Food Network on Christmas.
More ugly bees.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love watching cooking shows, tasty. Just binge watching the Christmas content. Yeah.
But they bright in season 2 you have to cook because
yeah,
you promised in episode
sure.
1 and you
Yes.
did not. You have to bake.
I mean, I
Sema,
already
yes,
did, and
yes.
I bought you cakes that time. You remember?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you did.
Oh,
So you have to cook.
Fine.
We say it should be ugali just so
Fine.
you can learn.
It
Yeah.
Anyway,
cannot be
honestly,
ugali.
Christmas
chicken.
story.
Well, mine is a bit predictable, and I have a problem sharing this because of how it might come out or how it might be perceived. And yeah, it's not things I like to share on a day to day. But my favorite Christmas memory. I mean, I was fortunate to have spent Christmas in the US at some point in my life, and that has got to be my favorite Christmas memory because it is Christmas like it's not celebrated here, and it's a lot of it was a lot of fasts and things that you see in Christmas movies, and yeah, it was very beautiful and to have experienced that, and it's the Christmas that I miss, snow and
Did
all
it snow?
the
Yeah.
shebang, and yeah.
Is that why you like Christmas movies now? Because it's kind of nostalgic?
It is
Yeah.
very nostalgic. It reminds me, from the music to the scenes to the entire culture. And yeah, that is, yeah. And I think maybe the highlight of my Christmassy experience is having visited the world's largest Christmas store. And if you love Christmas, this is a store that has everything
I think
Christmas.
I'd pass out.
You can. It is really huge. It is full of Christmas, and the beauty about this store is it is full of Christmas from January to January. It doesn't.
Wow.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, they
Wow.
don't close?
They don't. They only close, I think, 2 days or 1 day a year, which is Christmas Day. Yeah, and maybe Boxing Day or something. But yeah, it's those are my biggest Christmas, moments at the expense of coming off as, boasty.
No,
But
no, you don't. Okay, so that's Christmas for us and what it has been. But don't forget, there's still children in conflict with the law, even during Christmas time. So we've constantly been talking about how important it is to visit. Thank God the directive by the president was lifted. So now you can visit these institutions. So this
Yes.
Christmas, whether you're alone, whether you're with your family, please do make sure that you touch a family one. And especially if you can get to a child in conflict with the law, whether they are from your neighborhood, they've been released, or they're still in the institution, especially those in the institutions. If you're able to visit them, please go. You might not even have something to take, but just your presence, so important. And if there's something you can take, please do. If we have planned for this year, please also check out what we will be doing, and please do join us.
Yeah.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Are we saying Merry Christmas? I
Yeah.
think we'll say Merry Christmas at the end.
At the end.
Oh, okay, fine. And Happy New Year at the end. Why is our producer falling? Okay, seriously. Games.
Game
Let's play our
time.
final game of the season.
Yeah, and
But also, okay, just
I just wanted to say one thing that I promised to do in while we're on hiatus is think of better games and more games, so we don't have to play the
Yes.
same games,
Over and
next
over.
season. Yeah,
All right.
I will. I'm making an undertaking. I'm undertaking to do that.
I also feel like we should have mentioned our home shenanigans, like on transit from here.
Oh my God. We should. Oh my God. These guys, they go through the most once they leave the studio and have to go home.
Hey.
And especially when we leave late, like this November, we've been pulling 3 recordings
Yeah.
a day. Yeah, I don't know. You need to share that somewhere, somehow. I don't know. Maybe
Hey.
as promotion. Anyway, let's play the
Yeah,
game. Let's play
we
the game.
will.
We need to be more consistent with our timekeeping.
Yeah.
We need to
Yes.
start learning. Anyway, so yeah, because this is this or that. Well, I know we've been doing lightning round questions in the past episodes, but then this one's more this or that. No explanation or anything. It's just
Okay, are we timing? Okay.
We
Yeah.
should.
I do not have the adequate resources. I lost my
I
phone.
would share with the world what happened. Just let me
No,
know.
please do
It'd be
not.
nice.
Minutes.
Are we ready to go?
How many?
1 minute.
1 minute.
Yeah, we can do 1 minute because it's the last episode
Yeah.
of that. We do have enough questions. Yes.
Are we ready?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, who's going first? Because it's not me.
Jambi.
Okay.
What's wrong with us and never wanting to go
I
first, by the
know.
way? But something's changing. Anyway, Sawa, I'm going.
Okay. We good, Zippy?
Yes.
Great. Let's go. Dog or cat?
Dog,
Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix,
Phone call or text?
phone call,
Toast or eggs?
toast.
Cardio or weights? I know you work out.
This disrespect needs to
No,
stop.
no.
Okay, cardio.
Yeah. Okay, I don't even know what the difference is. Facebook or Twitter?
Twitter after what is shared. Is this a trap?
Oh my goodness. Ice cream cone or snow cone? Okay.
Okay, ice cream
Ice cream
cone.
cone.
Yeah.
Mobile games or console games? I don't know what console games are, but it sounds
Mobile
like
games,
something
I
you
guess,
know.
because I don't play consoles.
Console says the
Why-
Call of Duty.
PS.
Yeah.
I
While
think. Yeah.
while walking, music or podcasts?
shared.
I think you're tricking me. Okay, podcast.
iOS or Android?
I don't know. I'm about to find out. I'm about to
Okay.
join the iOS community.
Yeah, finally.
Hey.
Form or function?
Okay, time's up.
How many did I do? You don't
you
know.
did 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So Zippy.
Okay. Zipporah.
Mm-hmm. You ready?
Yes, born ready.
Whoa.
Okay, I already know you don't have a preference for this first one, but
Good. Okay.
here we go. Cake or pie?
Pie.
Swimming or sunbathing?
I'm an so sunbathing.
Big party or small gathering?
Small gathering.
New clothes or new phone?
New clothes.
Rich friend or loyal friend?
Loyal.
Work hard or play hard?
Balance. Play hard.
Nice car or nice home interior?
Definitely home interior.
What's worse, laundry or dishes?
Dishes for sure.
Jogging or hiking?
Jogging.
Bath or shower? Is it
Bath.
Sneakers or sandals?
Sandals.
Glasses or contacts?
Glasses.
Online shopping or shopping in a store?
In store.
What would you rather receive, email or letter?
Email.
Would you rather be a passenger or a driver?
A passenger for sure.
Tablet or computer?
Tablets.
Most important thing in a partner, intelligent or funny?
Funny. You know?
So that she can keep asking them, do you know this?
She's answered so many. She's done like 20.
She's done. Wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
so who's
your
asking
turn.
you?
I don't know the last question I asked you.
Partner, something to
Partner,
Okay.
intelligent or funny?
So you can start from 35.
Right, are you
Okay.
ready?
Yeah.
Blue or red?
Blue.
Money or free time?
Money.
Amusement park or day at the beach?
They're the beach.
Art, movie, candy or popcorn?
Candy.
Pen or pencil?
Pen.
Toilet paper over or under?
Under.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Coffee cup or thermos?
Coffee cup.
Blinds or curtain?
Curtains.
Train or plane?
Plain.
Iced coffee or hot coffee?
Oh, I'm so conflicted. Iced
Mhm.
coffee.
Meat or vegetables?
Vegetables.
Save or
Yo,
spend?
did I say that?
Okay.
Actually, neither. Neither one of them.
Save or spend?
Huh?
Save or spend?
I
Hey.
spend.
Tuma pesa ikuzoe, tumia pesa ikuzoe.
TV or book?
TV.
Okay, time's up.
Time's up.
Oh.
So our winner
Interesting.
is Zippy.
Zippy has done the
Always
most.
outshining
Thank
us.
Zippy has done
Oh.
the most. Let me see if there's one I want to ask someone. Maybe one that's controversial.
Look at you.
Okay,
Keep
just to
time.
add on Nini on
Time
that thing
management.
about-
Look at this
Yeah,
people.
it's like,
Look at this people.
I want to get controversy out of you guys. But anyway,
Yeah, so oh god, it's been amazing doing season 1 with the audience and with you guys. I've absolutely loved it. Thank you for joining Wakili.sha, for joining the podcast, and for you for going through this entire journey with us. And we cannot end without saying a big thank you to Sema Box and Baraza Media Lab.
Mhm.
You guys, if you do not know, and thank you to everyone who helped us win that
hey,
competition.
man, you guys
Yeah?
came through.
Well, so context, if you don't know, this has been an incubation period for us. So we've gone through Sema Box stroke Baraza Media Lab incubation, where they've helped us literally produce our entire season 1. And we won this out of a competition on Instagram where we had people liking, like, I think there was a day we were not sleeping on
Yeah.
the Wakilisha
Yeah.
group. It was
Just
like,
like, get
guys,
all your friends to
tumeshiwa na
like,
marafiki,
yeah.
find people.
Yeah.
Like,
We're
and-
losing.
Wow. Oh my God, it was
Mhm.
amazing. And it has led to this beautiful journey. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to Dana Seda, Sema Box. Thank you, Doris. Thank you, everyone who has been a part of our journey. And we hope to see you in season 2.
Yes.
In the meantime, you can find us.
On our social media, we are at Wakili.sha on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. And on Twitter, we are at Wakili_sha. We also have a wonderful website that we will talk about till the end of time, www.wakilisha.org. Pay a visit. You can always learn so much about what we do, our work, read some papers that our research team puts together. You can reach out to us via our website as well, not just on social media. So yeah, that is just how you can find us. Yeah. And I'm always looking forward to, seeing your messages and your feedback and messaging you back. And yeah, that's almost always me.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
saying.
Okay, guys. So it's a wrap. And until season 2, you might see us. Should we? Until season 2.
See you in season 2.
Bye.
Merry
Merry
Christmas
Christmas.
and a happy,
Happy New
prosperous
Year.
Yes.
2022.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.